I am.
right, and we're right across the street from each other.
I know, no kidding, no kidding. Well, Todd, man, you have the most colorful presentation that I've had so far. You got a lot going on here, man. Now, first and foremost, Todd, I think most people obviously on here know who you are. You're our immediate past president, but tell them a little bit, what do you do over at Lyles Diversified?
Yeah, I've been working for Lyles, the Lyles organization, for 19 years, a wonderful 19 years. So my first part was with the construction side, if you will. And then the last 11, 12 years with Gerald. And pretty much what we do is manage partnerships, and we kind of get involved in a lot of different stuff. No 2 days are alike, but everything deals with tax in one way or another. So we manage the farms, which we have about 4,500 acres of farming. We manage apartments. We have about 35 apartment, over 2,000 doors spread out through California and Washington. And then obviously we get involved with developments like Tesoro Viejo and Copper River Ranch. So did some teaching at Fresno State prior to Lyles, but I've enjoyed Lyles for 19 years, and working with Gerald has been a blast. So
that's awesome. Well, I mean, there's so many places I want to start on here, but obviously I got to start with the kids. I mean, that's obviously, I know, a huge part of your life. And so let's start with the kids.
Yeah, so I have a senior, basically my boys are back to back, if you will. I had one, my younger, skip a grade. So I don't know if that was a good choice or not, but nonetheless, I have a college freshman going to Fresno City online. Not quite liking that, but he is all into ag and welding, and he works out at a Cottonwood Creek Ranch in Madera. It's about 2,000 acres out there. And then my youngest, who's my redhead, if you will, he's a senior this year. Not too excited about the online stuff, wants to get into football and everything else, and is just now kicking around colleges and things to look at out of the state of California. So that'll be fun on finances and everything else.
Which is one of the, by the way, scares me when you start talking about freshmen in college and senior, because I know when I first met you, when I joined Rotary, these kids were like just in the basics of elementary school, let alone now they're here already. So, and we've gotten to see them a few times over the years. They've joined you last year during your presidency year at a couple lunches and stuff. So that's always a great thing. Well, let's talk about the, I'll skip all over here, the fighter jet. There's got to be the reason that a fighter jet shows up on your page here.
Yeah, I was in the Air National Guard out at the 144th. I was not out there for the F-15s, although I did help on a couple trips to Washington, D.C. to procure those. I was out with good old Colonel Lucido. Colonel Lucido, can I get a hold of, there we go. With the F-4s, we started with the F-4s way back in the day, and then went to F-16s, and I spent 20 years out there and retired. So that was a good time. Definitely.
That's fantastic. Well, and then what's the Fresno State jersey you got going on right there?
Yeah, so I ran NCAA cross country and track at Fresno State. That was fun. That was a lot of less pounds ago, but nonetheless we try to stay active still and get some of those things going. So that's what you can kind of see from the handstand. That's a CrossFit thing. If you go traveling, that happens to be in Sitka, Alaska, and if you go traveling, you go do a handstand somewhere. So it's always fun to do something different.
Yep. And then what's that? It looks like you're in front of a port over there on the far left-hand side.
On the, that was actually Hamburg, Germany.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, that was the port of Hamburg, Germany. So that was a fun experience, and we got to drink beer across Europe. So that was fun, right, Ms. Pine?
And then I'll let you run across the other bottom ones there, because I think we're all kind of wondering what the Darth is. Big Star Wars guy, or?
Yeah, actually, I'm a big Jeep guy. So Death Valley and the Sierras, always love to go to Death Valley and the Sierras. A lot of people don't know probably about me. I know Gerald knows, but I am a history and geography buff, and definitely a Star Wars geek and or space geek. So that's probably the last two there, just in general, to round out the most colorful presentation, I guess.
Absolutely. In Seattle, what's up with Seattle there? Or is that what your pets was, or is?
No, actually, that's just, we have apartments complex in Seattle. So yeah, that we're managing around the very Trumpsless city council. So
oh, wow.
It's fun to have a lot of Seattle apartment units. We get updates every day almost.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, thank you, Todd, so much. I really enjoyed this. And And we get to see so many of you so often, but don't get to know some of the backstories there. And this is definitely was some fun there. I didn't know about the Fresno State running, man. Now I got certain expectations for staying up with you now at this point. So,
Thanks, buddy.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Todd. And as I said, we'll be continuing those. I think we're over halfway through the board of directors already. So appreciate all of you, what you've done so far, and look forward to some over the coming weeks. And with that said, it's my incredible honor to get to introduce a very long-term friend of mine who is most importantly known as the guy over at the Big Fresno Fair, but has a little bit different role that he's going to be explaining to all of you today. Mr. John Alkire, looks like you're stepping up to the podium there in the very incredible museum over at the Big Fresno Fairgrounds, which I'm sure he will talk to you a little bit about. But we actually don't just have John. I'm going to let him introduce our other guest today. But with that, Mr. John, take it away.
Well, thank you, Ryan. We appreciate the opportunity to be in front of the biggest and the best club in Fresno County. I've had a chance to speak to you before, and it was a pleasure in person. Today, we're a little different environment, but I think a better environment as far as the Zoom. I want to keep it simple today because I have a couple of exciting people that I want to introduce to you in just a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about the past, the present, and the future of the Big Fresno Fair. The past, a lot of you are aware or not aware that we're the 4th largest fair in the state. Nationally, we're right about number 25, and this is all based on population. We have about $11 to $12 million budget on an annual basis usually, and we hire 750 to 800 folks to put on the annual event each year. We'd like to look at the fair as an asset to our community. I always don't want to be perceived in the community as always having our hand out, but we always wanted to become and establish ourselves as an asset in our community. And how have we done this? For example, our food drive. Over the last decade, we've generated about 1.5 to 1.6 meals from our food drive. Bring us in 5 cans, we give you a free admission to the fair. So over the last decade, that's added up to be quite a bit. Our blood drive, the same thing. Over the last 10 years, about 100,000 plus pints. So I feel that that's really helping out our community. And as far as the homeless people, we've been feeding the homeless about 11 or 1,200 of them for the last 12 or 14 years, and that adds up to be 12 or 15,000 folks. So again, we've tried to be an asset to our community, present value to our community. But the most important figure I want to leave you with today is the economic direct and indirect economic impact dollars that we bring into this community each and every year, and that's 77.1 million each and every year. So that's a little bit about our past. I know you've heard some of that before or seen it on the news, but let me talk to you about a little about the present day. All the numbers that I just gave you, all the donations that I just gave you, you can throw it out the window for this year. We're at zero. Zero. This pandemic has brought us to our knees, literally, and our country and our nation as well. But the Big Fresno Fair has been not immune to this. Think about it. Our business, our industry, fairs and festivals, relies on social interaction, lots of people. Nowadays, the direct polar opposite of social interaction is social distancing. So we have some huge challenges ahead of us. Keep in mind that we're the largest public gathering from Sacramento to the LA County line. So again, we're going to have to work through some protocols and work through some difficult and challenging times, but we're literally on our knees currently. Then we get kicked in the head about 2 weeks ago with the Creek Fire. We are established as one of the evacuation sites, and trust me, we have every imaginable species that lives on this face of this earth here at the fairgrounds. But that's what we're here for. When in need, when in doubt, when in time of strife, the Big Fresno Fair needs to be here, and we have been. We have a saying here at the Big Fresno Fair: you're only as good as the people you surround yourself with. And we've been very, very fortunate in the past as far as board of directors and staff and management. And they tend to bring things alive during these difficult times. You know, when you have people like John Semper and Dave Wood call you in the middle of the night when they found out we were an evacuation site and said, hey, there'll be 2 truck and trailer loads of hay there tomorrow. And if you need more, just call us. That restores our faith in a lot of good folks here in Fresno County. So we've talked about the past, we've talked about the present. Let's talk about the future of the Big Fresno Fair. With the proper protocols, and if we can get our governor to give us a little better understanding of the color code that he puts out, I really feel I can see the light in the end of the tunnel. It could get a little bit bigger and a little bit better. How is that done? I believe that history repeats itself. That's why we're sitting in the middle of the museum. But think about it, what was going on in 1918? Death, destruction. Our whole economy was in the hole. But once we got back on our feet and once we took off, I think that was the time they established and called it the Roaring 20s. So I think once we get back on our feet, hopefully we can turn things around and make it bigger and better here in Fresno. But let me be clear, crystal clear today. We are in survival mode here at the Big Fresno Fair. And our facility is in survival mode. When you're in survival mode, you take different adjustments in different things that you do and maybe even how your management structure is set up. And that's what we did. August 31st of this year, after 37 and a half years as a CEO at California Fairs, I handed in my resignation and retired from the Big Fresno Fair. That was August 31st. The very next day, September 1, I am the new CEO of the Big Fresno Fair, Friends of the Fair nonprofit. Our nonprofit arm of the fair. My job is long-term financial stability of this foundation and this facility. My job, again, will focus on fundraising. And I want to throw a little bit in right now. We have an online auction going on currently. Just log on to Big Fresno Fair and you can link up. There's 27 great items. Every penny will go to the Big Fresno Fair or the museum. So please go online. If you see some wonderful items that are on that auction list, please feel in your heart to bid. During the pandemic, I have to be very candid with you. Inside both museums, we've done pretty well. When people are secluded to their house and their barns and their garages, they've been going through a lot of artifacts, and we have really been the recipient of some great gifts during the last 6 or 7 months. There's one special group that has been working extra hard. Nat DiBudio and a bunch of local Italians have gone together, and they're putting together a historical exhibit. It's probably one of the best exhibits that we'll have in the museum going forward. And they've just done a fantastic job, along with Conrad Jimenez. He's working with some local Jewish folks, some great folks here in our community, and they're putting together an 8-foot Star of David and telling their story. So we're very excited about the new exhibits inside the museum. And when we have a chance to officially open and get back into business, we'll have some great things, some great new things in our culture center that we can share with our new guests. Outside, I think a lot of you are aware that we have a iconic sign collection. And I'm happy to report this last week, we had a couple of film crews here from Hollywood. They spent 2 full days with us. They're doing a documentary on the 99 corridor and specializing and looking at Motel Row. Well, we have a number of the signs that were off Motel Row, so they wanted to come and actually get footage of those iconic original signs. So the good news is also on the outside that we have 5 new signs for this next year. So we're looking forward to getting all those up. And I think that Jim Winton, isn't he a part of your club? Ryan?
Yes, he is. He's on right now, I think.
We were very honored to receive Winton's pharmacy sign, and Jim, I can tell you it's ready to go up. So we're excited about getting that sign up, along with the old Fresno Beach sign, the Dan Day Pontiac sign, Castillo's Mexican restaurant, and the original First Foster's Free sign. So we're very, very excited about getting those signs up. I think we talked enough about the past, the present, and the future, but the real future of the Big Fresno Fair is, yes, we will have a fair this year. We will have the 137th edition of the Big Fresno Fair. And I'm very proud to announce that both of our deputy managers, both of these young ladies have worked with me for over 20 years. I have a tremendous amount of confidence in them, and both of them have stepped up and moved up to cover all the CEO responsibilities of the fair. So at this time, I'm going to hand over the Zoom gavel to both of these young ladies to kind of let you know what's going to be going on at the 137th edition of the Big Fresno Fair. And I guarantee you it will be different. So Stacy, Rihanna, and
John, 1 second, John. Because I think I'm going to lose her in just a second. She has another meeting to go to. Mona, are you on right now? I don't see your name, but I don't know if you're one of the phone numbers. She was going to be on until 12:45, and then I know she had to jump off, and she might have jumped off early. No problem. I was going to take advantage of getting Mona right now, but it looks like she's not on right now. So please go ahead and hand it over.
You'll find her at a later date, I'm sure.
I absolutely will.
Okay, without further ado, Stacy Rianda and Lori King.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I just want to start out by saying we are so excited to be taking over the reins from John and continuing on with what this management team has started so many years ago. Nothing is changing here. We're still full steam ahead with all of the good stuff you're used to. And this year, very, very different, as John said. But I'm going to let Lori kind of talk about livestock because that's what starts first this weekend.
From the beginning, one of our #1 goals was to make sure that our 4-H and FFA youth would have a place to be able to exhibit their livestock and have the opportunity to sell them. There have been a lot of fairs that have gone virtual, and we wanted to be able to push as far as we could so that we could get these kids an in-person livestock show. And through working with the Fresno County Department of Public Health and their teams, we have been able to do that. And so I'm very excited that on Friday, we're going to kick off our first livestock show of the season. And so Friday we kick off with our beef cattle exhibiting, and then Saturday we've got our dairy cattle with the dairy cattle auction Saturday evening. And then we bring in on Sunday all of our market lambs, and then Monday we've got our market goats and 4-H hogs, and then on Tuesday we followed up with our FFA hogs. So for us, it's just been such a blessing to be able to get this far, and we wanted our kids to be able to get that, 10 minutes in the ring and be able to exhibit and show what they've been working so hard on. So we're very excited to kick off our shows. They are limited. They are not open to the public, and we have a list 2 miles long of requirements and rules that we're going to follow. But the most exciting thing is that our kids get to be here to exhibit their livestock. And then we're going to have an online sale. So starting on October 9th, our sale will be live, and you can go to www.fresnofair.com and you can bid on any of our market animals, or you can offer top-offs to our kids. These kids have been affected more than I think anyone realizes. So for us, it was a huge push, just that we wanted to give these kids something to look forward to. Everything else has been taken away from them this year. And so, a lot of these kids have just been focusing on getting to this point, no baseball, no sports, no after school activities, anything. So we're so excited to have them come out, and we're hoping for a record-breaking year this year.
And as Lori mentioned, each day is a different species. That's how we're staying within the COVID-19 limitations. So each child is only allowed to have 2 people with them, and seating in our bleachers will be 6 feet apart, and each day will be a different species. It's a show and go. So they'll bring their animals in, they'll show them, load them, and take them home all on the same day. So nobody is staying here and hanging out in the barns. It's an experience that the kids are going to miss very, very much this year, but they are so thankful to have the opportunity to show and have their animals graded in front of a judge. So that's the important part. Then following our livestock portion of our fair is our drive-through eats event.
So Ryan, what was the #1 fair food?
Give me 1 second. 1 second. I'm pulling up the poll. Oh my gosh, it is 54% out of 39 responses. 21 was cinnamon rolls.
Okay.
Shocker.
So we love
Corn dogs were not even a close second. It was second at 12 votes. So
we love our cinnamon rolls as well, and we are so excited to be offering our community drive-through eats. We have 18 different food booths that will be available starting October the 9th, and we will be here every day running through October the 18th. Sorry, the pop-up from Nicole came and it made me go, huh, soft tacos are totally there, Nicole. Everyone wants soft tacos.
Yeah, that's a gotta have.
Absolutely. It's a religion in Fresno.
So the queuing will take place in our carnival lot. So everyone will enter off of Kings Canyon, and we'll have rows of cars lined up, and we'll let the first row come in. And when they get to a certain point, then we'll let the second row come in, so that there's not a huge traffic jam on the grounds. I know that's something that a lot of people have been freaking out about. Oh, I don't want to sit in traffic all day inside the fairgrounds. But it's actually a very cool experience that most people don't get to have, is to actually drive their car through the fairgrounds. We'll have a couple stages set up with different entertainment. We'll have a lot of walk-around entertainment. So we're trying to take a little bit of the best parts of the fair and create this drive-through experience. A lot of John's artwork that he's been working on with our welder all year long will be on display as well. All kinds of different things. And we're just so thrilled and happy to be able to bring something partnered with the health department in bringing free COVID testing to this event. So if you pre-register, you can drive through, get COVID tested. A couple days there will be opportunities to get free flu shots, and then you'll be automatically routed into our fast pass lane. So you will skip all of the line queuing. Really wanting to get the numbers of 10 people up in Fresno County, and this is a way to do it. So we happily agreed to partner with them. We've partnered with the health department for many years on all different sorts of things, and we've been working with them since this all started in March. So we're excited about that. Speaking of our fast passes, if you just want to purchase a fast pass, you can do that at participating Save Mart and Food Max grocery stores for $50, and that will take you out of the line queuing and cut you right into where the food begins. So it's a great deal. 100% of that goes to John Alkire's new project. It's project, the Friends of the Fair and Museums. So we really are encouraging people to go out and purchase one of those, help out the museums, and help yourself out to some fantastic fair food without the wait. Okay.
Sorry, I was being Jana. Yeah. How many cars do you expect? Well, we expect thousands of cars, but not all at once. So what we've kind of figured is that on weekends, obviously it's going to be a lot busier and we're open longer hours. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're open from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. And we're anticipating that we will do easily 400 to 500 cars a day. And then on the evenings, we are open from 4 to 9. And we're anticipating to do, you know, a couple, maybe 100, 150 cars on those evenings. But just think about it, for 10 days straight, you don't have to plan dinner. You can just come out to the fair and get all of your favorite foods. And how cool is it that you can drive on the fairgrounds? Like, no one ever gets to drive on the fairgrounds. Right, Ryan?
it's always been an honor to have that pleasure. I've done it multiple times and I've always loved it.
So we do have all kinds of fun things lined up, and we're just excited, like I said, to be able to bring some excitement and a little bit of the big Fresno Fair to Fresno County this year with all these restrictions. And it's just been a really, really tough year for everyone. So we hope this brings a little happiness.
I did just see a question pop up about the 4.0 and above competition. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out this year that we were able to do that with the way that schools were left last year. They are spread so thin trying to figure everything out that we needed them to focus on educating our kids and not have to worry about getting us all of the reports we need and the names and those kind of things. So we're taking a brief break from the 4.0 competition this year, but I promise you it will be back next year, and it'll be back bigger, and we will give out more scholarships to our great youth. Ryan, did we miss any other chats?
No, nope, you got all the chats. You got all the chats.
Multitasking. Any questions?
Are there still evacuated animals at the fair?
There are.
Just a few. They closed the small animal shelter yesterday. We do still have some livestock here, but that is dwindling quickly too. So we're very pleased that all of the animals are being taken home or someplace where their humans can have regular contact with them.
And I apologize, Stacy or Lori, if you did say this, but I know you're still doing like the photography exhibit still taking place, right, virtually. But as a fair attendee, can we go online and then see the entries?
You certainly can. All of our exhibits will be posted to our website starting October 9th. So when we kick off our drive-through fair, then we will have all of that on there. So you'll have your photography, your silk flowers, all of that kind of stuff. It'll be by division, and you'll be able to click through, and it'll actually have a slideshow. So you'll see all of the different pictures that were entered in such divisions, or silk floral arrangements, Christmas trees, all of those things.
And that web address, if anyone's interested in bidding on an animal or simply doing a top off for some of these kids. A lot of people say, I don't need a whole hog in my freezer. You don't have to buy it. You can just donate to these kids to help them out with their expenses. And that website's fresnofair.com.
And there's a big button that says livestock auction. You can't miss it. If you need help, you can call one of us. We'll walk you through it. Or you can give me your credit card number. I can spend really well.
Any other questions?
I'll jump in here just to say thank you to the fair for always being so community minded and for thinking about our families and our kids right now. I think that's just awesome that you've reinvented at this time. So thank you for that. And then I just wanted to share that at Fresno State with our incoming students, we did kind of a drive-through situation, and we thought we had it covered. And 4 times as many people came out than we anticipated. So just to note, to really think about if more than 500 cars come through, how are you going to handle that? So, and social media wise as well. So things to think about, I'm sure you have, and excited for this opportunity to get my cinnamon roll. So thanks for that.
Thank you, Paula. Yes, we definitely have a plan if our crowds get out of control. The good thing is that because this runs over 10 days, we won't have everybody all coming at the same time, like, oh, this is the only weekend, I've got to get this done. You've got 10 days to come out and eat your face off.
I like it.
Well, great. I think that's it for questions. Appreciate the 3 of you so much and everything you're doing. As you said, it's been a tumultuous year across not just across our nation, but just specifically for the fair. It's been a tough situation. So we appreciate what you guys have done to at least bring a little taste of that to us this year.
Well, thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak to your great group again. The best club in Fresno County for sure. Ryan, can I find this book?
Can't quite see it, John.
10 apples up on top. Dr. Seuss.
Oh, got it. Yes.
All right, we'll get it signed for you.
I've read that.
Any other questions? Any questions?
I think we got them all answered. You guys did it all in the presentation. So with that said, though, Rotarians, go out there and support the auction. Go out there and support the fair. get some food. It's a great year to, like I said, this is a benefit not just for our community. This is truly helping out the fair, what they've been able to put together there. So this is something that's going to keep it going for future generations. And I'll just end with the fact that if you had not had the chance yet to see the museum over at the Big Fresno Fairgrounds, it's absolutely amazing what John's been able to do. It's just a phenomenal replication, or history of what our valley has, but also forward looking as far as what this valley has to go for, the future of what this valley is going to look like. So thank you, John, for your incredible legacy that you're going to leave that fair for generations, because without you, I think we all know it wouldn't have been built. So.
Well, thank you, Ron. Thank you.
Well, great. Well, we're going to move on now. Next week, a little bit of a different presentation. We're going to be having an individual from C-SPAN that's going to be our featured speaker. They're coming to talk about what C-SPAN does, what their mission is, and how they bring. C-SPAN is nonpartisan. It's simply, in most cases, it's just helping to exhibit the different national and state politics that go on, and tries to bring it to every household throughout the country. And so we're going to learn a whole lot more about what they do there. It was a program that was offered to us, and we jumped on it because we thought it would be a great fit for what Rotary has to offer there. So stay tuned. We definitely think this is going to be something that our Rotarians will very much enjoy. With that said, Mr. Dick Harrington, are you available?
And if we can have Ashley and Gordy also unmute themselves. Are you there?
Hey, Dick.
Hi, Gordy.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. Is Ashley also on? Well, I know she's there.
I think she's there somewhere.
Yeah, she's there somewhere. She was anyway. Well, Gordy, while we're waiting for her, maybe you can start. I know you had an exciting event in your family a week or so ago, and it involved Ashley, and hopefully that Ashley will kick in pretty quick here.
I think she's at home. She went home for lunch and she took her computer with her, so hopefully she'll pop on here. But
she was on the meeting at the beginning of the meeting.
She's
Okay.
here. She's here.
Is she here?
Her voice isn't coming through. She's trying to talk though, and she's has a thumbs down right now. So
She has a thumbs down.
Well, I guess I'll hopefully she'll get on here herself. But on September 12th, we had a great evening. Ashley and Eddie's wedding. It was beautiful. We got lucky with the weather. It was down at the river bottom at Dr. Kevin and Linda Lester's home, and just a great evening. Just spectacular, and hopefully it was the wedding of Ashley's dream. So a lot of fun.
Well, how did you to arrive at this wedding? How did you and Ashley manage to?
Well, I know there's some video somewhere there, but through Ashley's hairdresser and my wife's hairdresser, with contacts, we actually flew into the river bottom on a small island in front of the Lester's home on a beautiful red helicopter.
On a helicopter. Well, that has to be a first. That has to be a
lot of people say it was a first.
Is Ashley still playing incognito here? Because Ashley, we like to see you too.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well,
Yeah.
in any event, it sounds like you had a terrific time. I know that the wedding was a very successful affair, and maybe you can relay to Ryan as to, and I know it was expensive. It had to be expensive to keep the helicopter.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the helicopter. Everybody
There's
see
the helicopter. Yep.
Yep. That must be when you were landing.
Just landed. Yes. Uh-huh.
And I know that this had to be a very expensive
There's some
affair.
video. There's some video right there. Everybody can see that.
Oh, there it comes.
Can you guys hear me yet?
Oh, you're on, Ash.
Oh, I can hear you, Ashley.
Gosh, I don't know what was going on. Well, here we are. Dad, you did a good job letting everybody know. So this video we did, no one at the wedding knew we were coming in on a helicopter. That was a surprise we kept between my parents and I and my brothers. And you can probably tell in there, my groom was pretty excited himself. He was completely surprised. It was such a wonderful day.
Well, that's terrific. It sure has to be a first. I've never heard of anything like that before.
I know. We got really lucky too, you know, with the smoke and just everything going on. We were able to follow through and do the helicopter. As Dad mentioned, my hairdresser had set this up for us. So of course, throwing a wedding during the whole COVID deal, we had to move our location. So we moved it to our friend's home down by the river, as Dad mentioned, at the Lesters. And the horse and carriage didn't do, but we sure flew on a helicopter. So it was just a wonderful day and really, really special.
Well, it looks like you had, and I know you had a terrific time, and it was a very, very nice affair. And Ashley, congratulations.
Thank you guys so much.
I know it's an event in your life that you'll never ever forget. And Gordy, I know it was an expensive affair, but I know both of you left a little bit of money left over for Rotary charities, and maybe you can tell Ryan how much that is.
Sure. Go ahead, Ash.
Okay, so ring the bell for COVID weddings and still being able to go through and have the wedding of my dreams. And ring a bell. I heard it was my 5th anniversary for Rotary this year. So Rotary has definitely been a blessing for myself, both personal and through business, and just to be with you great people every Monday. So I'll ring the bell for all the Rotarians and celebrating the 5th anniversary.
Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you, Ashley.
Gordy, it's probably your turn.
My turn? Well, I'm so very proud of Ashley. It was really a beautiful evening, and just it's a once of a lifetime kind of deal. There you are, Dick. You sometimes, as a father, you wait a lifetime for your daughter to get married. So it was a beautiful evening. So it's my honor to, Ryan, if you ring the bell 3 times for us, for me, happy to do so.
Thank
Well,
you, Ashley.
again, congratulations, Ashley and Gordy, for expanding your family. Thank you for participating in the recognition.
Thanks, Dick.
Yeah, thank you guys, and thank you, Dick, for putting this all together. And with that said, it's our long-awaited raffle time. Anna, we ready to pull the winning ticket?
Yes, sir, we are. And let's see here. So today we have, today we've got, thanks to the Farm Bureau, Fresno County Farm Bureau, we've got 4 bottles of wine. And if you're interested in becoming a sponsor, let us know. And the winner today is, thank you to everyone who bought tickets. Lots of tickets today. Derek Dirksen is the winner. Congratulations, Derek.
Congrats, Derek. Awesome. Well, with that said, that is it for our meeting. Again, as Anna said, if you have something to donate, it doesn't have to be wine. It could be whatever kind of experience or type of giveaway you would like. We would love to get some more raffle items to diversify what we have there. So please let Anna know. And thank you guys all so much. John and the Big Fresno Fair, thank you guys so much. Meeting adjourned.